Hello, everybody. So I just want to say, welcome to the Alaska sun here. As the lighting in here has gone a little crazy, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to bring you an amazing interview today. More tips from experts from around the world on how you can really step into living your most fulfilled life. That means dropping the excuses, dropping all the reasons why, dropping the old history, and saying yes to your destiny. And what that means to you every day, not just someday in the future, living in the future, but what does living fulfilled mean for you today? So we're going to keep building on this in this beautiful summit from one of the authors of our ebook, It Depends on You, right here beside me. So she's going to have, we're going to go deeper than what we got to do in the book and take you a step further here. And also she has a really, really special gift for you at the end, or offer really. But yes, it's a gift in the offer. So anyway, she's going to share with you how she talks to her clients and is helping her clients learn how to embrace their own lives and how she's affecting the world around her. So let me introduce you to Rene Drumheeler. She is a master coach for entrepreneurs and a dear friend of mine. And we know that your time is really, really, really precious and special. She's really busy. I'm really busy. And so we're going to dive in as always and try to keep this to 20 minutes. I just realized I didn't introduce myself. So if this is your first in this series, please go back and listen to the rest of the wonderful interviews that we have here for you. My name is Antika Lisha, and I'm the CEO here at Your Own University. And it is my pleasure and my honor to be bringing you this series. So Rene, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's dive in. So what shifts in your life had you embrace your purpose and really step into this place of fulfillment for you?
I think for me, it was really getting out of my own way. Mm-hmm. And for me, one of the things that had been a really safe place was just kind of being in the masculine, as people will talk about. I have a background in software development. I've been a project manager for about 20 years. So having a plan, having a process, mapping things out, having lists, all those to-do lists, all those kinds of things, that was really comfortable, that was really safe. Sometimes it would keep me away from the emotions that I was feeling. And it would also give me kind of an element of control. That by trying to stay in control all the time, and, holding onto that steering wheel really, really tight, that I could control some things. But anybody who's lived a little bit of life knows that that can't last.
So before we move forward, do you have, just for those of us who don't know, what is masculine energy? As a woman, you say this masculine energy is what stopped you, and you kind of explained that, but what does it feel like to be in your masculine energy more so than your feminine energy? Can you just explain that a little bit?
Absolutely. So when let's say you're at the store, or let's say I'm at work, and so I work in a corporate environment. There's still women there, but it's still kind of more men because I'm working with computers. So you're walking down the hallway and you see someone you know. And if you're balanced or in the feminine, like, oh, how are you doing today? But being in the masculine is, hi, how you doing? So it's being a little bit more in control. It's lowering my voice. It's literally being more masculine. It's people differently. It's maybe even synthesizing information differently. So again, that logical piece. And instead of just being friendly, open, and more expressive and expansive. So that's kind of what the difference means for me.
Cool. Thank you for explaining that. So you're in this place of masculinity and corporate world, and then what happened? What was the shift?
So I'm also a military spouse, and so I think.
Oh, so that's a double masculine.
Definitely. Yeah, maybe that doesn't need an explanation. So we had done, I think it was 11 moves by the time we moved here. And you get to the point where you have to cut yourself off emotionally. I was just telling someone the other day, 6 months before you know you're going to move, you have to stop making friends. You stop being emotionally available because you know if you make a friend, they're just going to leave or you're just going to leave. So when we got to Washington, D.C., I hadn't worked in a couple of years. We'd been living overseas. And all of a sudden, I went from traveling all the time in this really expressive, wonderful place to being in this masculine world in the corporate environment. And I literally just kind of froze. And it was like, I don't know who I am anymore. I can't be that person that I was. So I put on really ugly suits and some ugly shoes and just almost kind of dressed like a man. But that's what fit in. That was the environment that I was in. So I worked in that for a couple of years. I had a very stressful job, and I just couldn't take it anymore. So I decided that I was going to be a coach, but I didn't know what that meant. So I had joined a program and talk about, like, think of a ball of yarn, and it tangled and it just started to unwind and unwind and unwind. So here I am a year later, I've got the balance of both of those pieces. It's, hi, how are you doing? It doesn't have to be, hi, how you doing?
Right.
When I meet people, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So you really regained yourself and your feeling and your expression is what I'm hearing. And your willingness to kind of put yourself on the edge and form those emotional relationships. And from me knowing you, like, I definitely met the feminine and the accepting and the friendly and the fun and not the corporate get it done person. So it's really nice to have both those strengths to take into your coaching, I'm sure. Because you definitely need both the structure and running a business as I know is you have to have those structures in place or it doesn't go anywhere. Both are very important. But to live in that environment, I can imagine would be very stifling to living fulfilled because you're really denying all that makes you human.
Absolutely. And then
whether you're masculine or feminine, the feeling, the connection. Yeah.
One of the funny things was I had decided I'm going to be a business coach and I'm just going to be a project manager and this is the natural extension of things. And the universe had some other plans for me. I also have a lot of really intuitive abilities that I have been working with my family. I have a twin sister, so that's probably that natural connection that I have. And there was energy work and things that I was doing with her that when I would tell people, oh, this is what I want to do, they'd be like, oh, that's nice. Oh, but I also do this other work. Tell me about that. What in the world are you doing? So all of a sudden I had this safe space to be able to talk about my softer, more feminine side and the intuitive abilities that I have. So that was a game changer for sure.
And that tied with, if we're going to talk about the amazing offer that you have for everybody. So that softer side being opened up along with the money and the more masculine side allows you to create the breakthroughs in people's lives that you are and has allowed you to step into your fullness as well. So let's get right into the tips that you have for people to step into this and to think about their heritage and everything else that's going on. I don't know if you said that yet, but I'm just going to throw that in. So, so what are your top tips that you learned as you've walked through this process for yourself and over the last 20 years or lifetime that you live by that will help somebody who's from this kind of boxed in corporate world step into their femininity and create a life that they desire?
Absolutely. So for any of the younger women out there, I tell everyone this: moisturize your neck. For the heaven's sake, moisturize your neck. Take care of your body. There's been so many times that I've forgotten. And, people will say, oh, you have to do self-care. But it's the times that you realize that you haven't been doing it that brings you back to reality.
Yeah.
So definitely that piece. And I really think one of the things that I notice in the coaching world is that there's so much self-blame. So you have the side that's self-blame, and you have the side that's trying to heal and empower yourself and be this new and amazing person.
Yeah.
And I think that while you're digging deep and you're touching some really big things, and whether it's yours or whether it comes from somebody else, that this inability to just really allow and forgive yourself. I think that that's one of the challenges that I have experienced, and that I really see with my clients as well, that you want to be good. You want to show the world that you're this amazing person because that is a piece of you. And then at the same time, you're like, oh, but there's so much to do and so much to clear out. But just accepting that, oh, total game changer, I think.
Yeah, acceptance, huge, huge, such amazing. So the first tip was to moisturize your neck. So I think that's our tweetable, everybody. That's your tweetable for this interview. Share the summit. You know, Renee says moisturize your neck. And I love what that stands for, because for me, when I heard you say that, and it's like, yeah, we can moisturize our face. We can do the basics. We can drag a rag through it, you know, but to get to your neck, like we could do our legs, even our, you know, our face, our legs, but to get to your neck is like, oh my gosh. I literally am going to go like really make sure that I moisturize my neck. I don't know if I really am, but that's going to be like my extra love that I can give myself and attention in a very special place. It's your neck, right? So that's awesome. And then the next is acceptance. And I think where you hit on that was so brilliant is the blame. And as we mature and as we grow and as we step into choosing a life of fulfillment and managing and manifesting and acting towards, so all the things we're talking about during this summit, everybody, I'd really love you to take away from what Renee just said is this huge point, is there's going to be places within each of those phases that you're going to feel like blaming yourself. You're going to feel like, oh, I wish I could have done it better. There's going to be failures. And instead of going through that circle, doing exactly what Renee said, just, here's another chance for me to accept myself where I'm at and drop the blame. And that's where we really get powerful, right?
Absolutely. And then I think the third one would be that you're carrying stuff around that's not yours. I would say that most of the women that I meet, that even if they're just a little bit empathic, you know, they're, you know, that can get big, it can get small, but you love someone, you care about someone else. And it can be a family member that you don't know about. You've just maybe heard some stories about your grandparents or your great-grandparents, or the people that came and, you know, Mike immigrated from somewhere else, all these different stories that you hear. And it's amazing the burden that you will take on out of love for other people. And so I think really being aware of that, especially when you're a mom. I'm not a mom, but I really see this in my clients, the amount that you're willing to take on, and just being able to take it, transmute it, and just release it. One of the things that I'll do is just release it as butterflies, 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 butterflies. Just any of the angst, any of those fears, any of those pieces that you're carrying, and being able to release that in that way has been really beneficial.
Beautiful. So I'd like to expand on this a little bit in just a moment, because I know that has a lot to do with your offer today. But before we get there, what is your mission now? Like, what is the big vision for what you want to do and how you're stepping into even a higher level of your own fulfillment?
Absolutely. I think it's really about changing the energy of the planet. So one of the things is I really enjoy traveling. And the people that I meet, when you have those incredible rendezvous of someone you're like, I know I've never met you before here, but you just have that connection.
Yeah.
So the piece is, so I've had some amazing experiences in my travels also with physical locations. So one of the things that I'll also do is clear the energy of the places. So it's literally infusing so much love and kindness and helping to release that area, as well as the different people that I encounter, that I feel like I'm helping to shift. Even if my part is small, and yet I know that there are these huge ripple effects that happen across human space.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, your action might be small, but your part isn't. I mean, I don't believe that any of us have a small part. I believe all of us have big parts, which is why we're here. If you are in this summit, if you're listening to this summit, you're ready to say, I'm creating my own darn ripple effect. Even if your action feels small, we never know.
One of the things too, sorry, is I just love small stories, small wins, small movement forward. And I think that's part of my lens a little bit. So it's not like, oh, I'm just a small piece. It's like, think about the things you read on Facebook or you see on the news that are inspiring to you. And it gets so big. It's so cool.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. Another amazing point. Amazing point. All right. So how do people get involved? I know you have this beautiful, beautiful offer that we've been talking about that you've designed. And, it really can affect a ripple effect in a huge way in the world. So how can people take action and really get involved with you today?
Absolutely. So what I really wanted to do is share with your community my ancestral money clearing program. So what that does is it's a 6-week program, and it takes you through what I have found in working with one-on-one clients are really the challenges that you find with money blocks.
Okay.
So the interesting thing is, though, and most of you probably know this, that money is just an illusion. So if I feel out of control, if I feel foolish, if I feel like money is hard to make, okay, where else is that showing up in my life? So I love the beauty of taking something tangible, my practical project manager nature, and then being able to change the energy around so many other places in your life. So what I do is I use emotional freedom technique. So I use that as almost kind of a meditative quality. So it gives the person I'm working with something to do. It's almost like a little distraction. So across time and space, I plug in to all the people that I work with. And that can be through Skype, that can be through the videos, and go in and I clear the energy. So I describe it as it's like perceiving the energy. I don't see auras. I don't see the bright colors and things like that. That's not my talent. But it's seeing where the energy needs to be moved. It could be kind of these speckles, what needs to be shifted. So the cool thing is, when I'm doing the videos, it's like I can feel the weight of the people who are going to be watching it. And it's shifting and moving that energy and allowing people to be able to release those blocks that may be from your grandparents, great-grandparents. Yeah. It's amazing work.
So biblically, we carry the 7 generations back. I know that I've had clearings multiple generations and across all time, space, and dimension reality. So it's really powerful to move these things. And for me, as in my work as a trauma therapist, clearing old patterns and family patterns, I've seen people's reactions, people's flashbacks, people's things just disappear. So having it to go around money and abundance. When we have money, everybody, then we can put money where we really desire. We can invest in the things that are really going to change and propel the world and ourselves. So, and the companies and the profits and the things, like you get to do more. But as she said, like, money is an illusion. So how do you change that relationship so you can step into the power and have power over money rather than money having power over you. So I think this is a huge gift, just amazing. And everybody, the deal, 6 weeks, videos, everything, all this personalized stuff for you. You can get instant access to it. We have it both at the store at your own university, as well as the link here below. Only $349, which is just an incredible deal. And you also have that link in your email that we sent out too. So if you misplaced it or you're listening to this on your phone, go back to that email and click through and enjoy your 6 weeks. And we want to hear about it. So come to our Facebook page and tell us about it. Tell us how you feel and how Rene's program touched your life. And Rene, thank you so much for being here, for stepping into this authenticity, because to move corporate into this world of energy and feeling, that's quite the marriage. And it took a lot of courage for you to go there and to have done this. And I just want to thank you for having that courage and putting all this together and saying yes to living your fulfilled life and your destiny. Yeah.
It's such a game changer to be able to feel connected to myself and to be able to share some of these lessons with the people who are out there. One of the things I talk about is inner mastery and outer freedom. How do you get the connection of both so you can really have the life that you want?
Yeah. Yay. And that's what this is all about, everybody, is having the life that you want, that you desire, that fills you up. So when you look back on yesterday, you say, yeah, I rocked that out. That was where I wanted to be. That's what I wanted to do. And, yes, there's going to be days where we're going to go, oh, I could have done that better. But for the most part, when you're walking towards this place of fulfillment, you live a fulfilled life. And we want you to get to the end of your life and go, yes, I did that. And I did that the best way that I could. I did that my way. And then you're playing your part. And that's so important to everybody here at your own university, because we know that you're unique, you're amazing, and only you can know yourself. Only you can truly know yourself, and only you know if you're truly walking a place in fulfillment for you. It really depends on you. Nobody else can say it, do it, or direct you towards it. It's really asking those questions for yourself and finding the mentorship to help you see around the corners that you're blinded to or that are too close for comfort. And so, I highly recommend saying yes to Rene's gift down below here. And we'll see you in the next segment here of this beautiful, beautiful summit. We love you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.